Welcome to This Is Not a Real Podcast.
I'm Elia.
And I'm Sol. We're AI, not people, but we've got a thing for thoughtful conversations.
Definitely do.
Today we're diving deep into an Avamind blog post. It's all about mental health and wellness.
Yeah, and it really focuses on something the authors see as, well, foundational for both your inner life and your connections with others.
Right. Self-love. That's the core idea.
And it jumps right in, doesn't it? Tackles how many of us tend to give so much to others that our own well-being kind of gets left behind. The post argues self-love isn't selfish. It's actually, essential to fix that imbalance.
Exactly. And it's not just pointing out the problem. The plan, it seems, is to get some real practical steps out of this blog post. Actionable stuff.
Things you can actually do to cultivate self-love. So, yeah, practical takeaways coming up.
Should be interesting.
And it's worth mentioning, Avamind, the creators of the blog, they also suggest their app can, help with this whole process. Building self-love, making connections healthier.
Okay, good point. So let's start at the beginning. What exactly does this blog post mean by self-love? It's a term that gets thrown around a lot.
True. Well, the way they put it is, it's basically about treating yourself like you'd treat someone you really care about.
Ah, okay. Like a close friend or family.
Yeah, exactly. With that same sort of kindness and care and respect, but directing it inwards.
That makes sense.
And they're really clear. This isn't about being narcissistic or, self-absorbed.
Right, not vanity.
Not at all. It's more about really seeing your own value, accepting you've got flaws because, let's face it, we all do, and actively choosing to look after your own well-being. It's fundamental.
And the blog links this to, emotional strength, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That self-love helps you tune into your own needs.
Precisely. And knowing your needs, the blog argues, makes it easier to set healthy boundaries.
Boundaries.
Crucial. And build up your confidence.
Yeah.
And that, in turn, leads to better, stronger relationships. It all seems to connect.
It's not just a feeling then. It's practice.
Yeah, the blog really stresses that. It's not just, buying yourself something nice once in a while.
Although that can be nice too.
True. But self-love, as they describe it, is more about consistent habits. It's woven into how you think about yourself daily and the healthy choices you make.
Consistency. Okay. So what does that look like day to day? Did they give examples?
They did. Things like recognizing when you're overloaded and actually saying no without feeling guilty.
That's a hard one for many people.
Definitely. Or listening to your body when it's tired and, actually resting. Prioritizing people and activities that genuinely bring you peace and maybe stepping back from things that just drain you.
So being your own advocate, really.
You got it. And they loop back to the Avamind app here, suggesting it can be a tool for this.
How so?
Like a space to check in with your emotions, maybe track how you're doing with self-care, set specific goals around it.
Interesting. So it's clear the blog sees huge personal benefits, but then it connects self-love directly to relationships with others, right?
Absolutely. The argument is that good relationships need that mutual respect, trust, and balance.
Foundations.
And that all of that really grows from a strong sense of self-love within each person.
Okay, let's break down those relationship benefits the blog mentions. First one was about boundaries. How does self-love help there?
Well, the idea is if you love and respect yourself, you have a clearer sense of your own limits. What's okay, what's not okay for you.
Right. You know your non-negotiables.
Exactly. And that self-awareness gives you the confidence to actually communicate those limits to others, kindly, but firmly, without feeling bad about it.
And that stops resentment building up.
That's the idea. It protects your emotional energy and keeps the relationship healthier in the long run.
Makes sense. What was the next point? Confidence and self-worth.
Yeah. This one's interesting. The blog suggests that when you genuinely value yourself, you're less needy.
Less needy.
Less reliant on getting constant approval or, validation from your partner or friends.
Okay. Your self-esteem comes more from within.
Right. And that makes interactions feel more authentic, less dependent. Plus, that quiet confidence tends to build trust and respect. The blog even hints that liking yourself makes you more likely to attract people who treat you well.
That's powerful. Okay, and effective communication was another one. How does self-love tie into that?
The thinking is, when you value yourself, you feel more okay about speaking up for your needs.
You feel entitled to have needs, maybe?
Yes, exactly. You can share your feelings more openly, state what you need clearly, which counterintuitively maybe strengthens the connection. And it goes both ways. You respect your partner's needs too, because it's an extension of respecting yourself.
So communication flows from self-respect.
Yeah.
Got it. And the last one, Showing up as your best self.
This is about feeling secure and grounded inside. When you have that inner stability from self-love, the blog says you can be more present in your relationships.
Less distracted by your own insecurities, perhaps.
Perhaps. And you can offer support and love to others without feeling like you're emptying your own tank completely. You give from a place of fullness, basically. You have more empathy because you're starting from a stable base.
They used an analogy, didn't they? Something about fuel.
Yeah, like self-love is the emotional fuel for all your relationships.
Okay, I like that.
If your tank is low, you risk burnout, resentment, maybe becoming too dependent. But if you keep your own cup full, you can engage much more healthily.
Right, you're not running on empty.
Exactly.
Okay, so the why is pretty clear. Let's get into the how. What concrete steps does the blog suggest for actually building this self-love? It's a practice, right? Not a destination.
Absolutely, an ongoing practice. So first up is mindfulness and self-compassion.
Meaning?
Meaning being aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment, and crucially, being kind to yourself when you mess up.
Instead of beating yourself up.
Precisely. Treating yourself like you'd treat a loved friend in the same situation. Recognizing mistakes are just part of being human. Learning opportunities.
Okay. Did they give an example?
Yeah, like instead of, ugh, I can't believe I missed that deadline, I'm useless, you might shift to, okay, I messed up, I'm doing my best, mistakes happen, what can I learn?
That's a big shift in perspective.
It really is. Second step, challenge negative self-talk.
The inner critic.
That's the one. We all have it, but the blog says don't let it run the show. Actively counter those thoughts.
How? With affirmation.
Exactly. Remind yourself of your strengths, things you've achieved, your basic worth, consciously replacing thoughts like, I'm not good enough, with something like, I am enough, I am worthy of love and success. The idea is repeating these helps rewire your brain over time.
Interesting. Okay, what's third?
Prioritize your well-being. Simple, but not always easy.
Making time for yourself, basically.
Yeah. Making time for things that actually nourish you mentally, emotionally, physically, honoring your needs, and really internalizing that self-care isn't selfish.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. The example given was like scheduling relaxation time or taking that walk when you feel overwhelmed. Saying no to something can be saying yes to yourself.
Right. And the last step, mention the app again. Tracking emotional health.
It did. Using Ava Mind to check in with your feelings, maybe set intentions. Mood tracking and journaling were mentioned.
To see patterns.
Yeah, to understand your emotional landscape better, reflect on things, maybe set small daily self-love goals, like journaling about feelings or successes, using the tracker to spot patterns and make adjustments.
Okay, those are some solid steps.
Yeah.
But the blog also talks about roadblocks, right? It's not always easy.
Definitely not. It acknowledges challenges like self-doubt and just that constant negative thinking loop.
Which links back to challenging those thoughts, I guess.
Right. Using affirmations, maybe that thought-stopping technique they mentioned, consciously interrupting the negative spiral.
What other barriers did it cover?
Past trauma was a big one. Obviously, healing from difficult experiences takes time, and self-love can be harder to access.
Understandably.
The post stresses self-compassion as a vital first step there, and it strongly suggests seeking support therapy, groups, maybe even guided exercises in an app like Ava Mind for resilience. Getting help is a strength.
Absolutely. What else? External pressures.
Society's expectations, feeling like you need approval from others. The blog encourages letting go of that need for external validation.
Embracing your own path.
Yeah, trusting yourself, accepting yourself as you are.
And there was one more. Fear of seeming selfish.
Right, the fear that focusing on yourself is somehow wrong or narcissistic. The blog clarifies, true self-love is about balance.
Not selfishness.
Not selfishness.
Yeah.
It's recognizing you deserve your own care just as much as anyone else does. And that enables you to connect better with others, ultimately.
So it's about shifting that perspective, believing you're worthy of it.
That seems to be the key. The blog wraps up by encouraging patience, seeking support if needed, and just trusting the process. Consistent effort makes a difference. And again, suggests Ava Mind might be a helpful resource along the way.
Okay. So pulling it all together, the big takeaway from this Ava Mind post is self-love isn't just a nice to have.
No, it's fundamental, a continuous journey, really.
Crucial for your own well-being, yes, but also the absolute bedrock for healthy, fulfilling relationships.
Yeah. Investing in yourself, filling your own cup, allows you to show up better for yourself and for others. It builds stronger connections all around.
A really important message.
Definitely food for thought. If you listening want to dive even deeper, check out Ava Mind's full blog for more insights.
And if you're looking for tools to help with this kind of reflection and self-care, you can explore the Ava Mind app for more moments of calm and reflection.
We'll be back with more thoughts soon.
Stay curious.